back. So today I am going to talk about Fearless, written by Amerie Avant. I have a picture of the book right here, so you'll see. And okay, so this book is a BWWM book. It is also a MMA book. So the main characters are Vasily and Zarya. Vasily with a V is a MMA fighter that is Russian, and his father is the head of the Russian mafia. Zarya is black. She is going to school to become a lawyer, and her father is a chief of police. Right? Two complete opposite worlds that you wouldn't think would crash. Chief of police, Russian mafia. Anyway, so Zarya met Vasily at his gym. She was there because she wanted to avenge her friend's domestic violence abuse against this guy named Serge. She was looking for Serge. Unfortunately, she was looking for Sergio. Yes, Italian, not Russian. So anyway, Vasily was like, I know who you're looking for. Come into my office. We'll talk. Right? Yeah, I don't know what we're going to talk about. Anyway, so he took her in the office and she was upset. She was ranting and raving about what the guy did to her best friend and how she wants to kill him. And she's not leaving here until she finds him, yada, yada, yada. She was just going on and on and on. Anyway, he said, all right, no problem. I'll take care of it for you. She said, hold up. I know exactly who you are. I know your background. You're a Rovanovs. She's like, I know who that is. You're Russian. You're mafia. I want nothing to do with you. I'm just here to get Sergio, and I'm leaving. So he didn't do it. He said, okay, fine, don't worry. I'll take care of it for you. So she's like, what are you going to do? You're going to kill him? He said, okay, I'll kill him, but I need something from you. So she's like, what? He was like, you're mine when this job is done. She's like, yeah, whatever, and leave, right? So she left. She didn't think nothing of it. Lo and behold, 2 days later, this fool's in her bedroom. She was like, Vasily? He's like, yeah. He's like, I would have came out early when you was taking a shower, but she's like, you was here this whole time? Anyway, it was like, how do you break in to the chief of police home and just sit there in the corner? But on the sidebar, if you're the chief of police, how do you not have motion sensor outside of your home? If he could break in, anybody could break in. You're supposed to be a smart one. Anyway, that's besides the point. So he was there to collect his debt, and they basically, she's like, how do you know, how do I know that you did it? He said, turn on the news. So turn on the news and found out that there's an unidentified man found in an alley. Police is still under investigation. She was shocked. She's like, oh my God, he really did it. I didn't think he would do it. So lo and behold, he was there, and they said, okay, let's drink, let's cuddle and stuff. He's like, you're like my favorite drink, water. So I'm like, water? At first I'm like, the hell are you talking about, water? That's his favorite drink. Then it dawned on me, duh, he's Russian. Vodka is clear like water. Ding, 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 ding. It didn't click up with me at first. Anyway, they cuddled for the night, and he made a promise to God, said if she doesn't initiate it, he wouldn't take her virginity that night. And lo and behold, God spoke, and nothing was done. She went off to college, right? Fast forward 7 years later. So now 7 years later, she's out of college, and she went to his match, one of his match, and they rekindle. So when he texted her, he said, wait for me after the match. She's like, I got rid of your number. How do you remember mine? Anyway, lo and behold, Vasily had his Yuri, which is his cousin, best friend / manager, tracking her and her ex-best friend, and now her new best friend, Taryn. So he was like, oh yeah, I kept tabs on your friends. I know who your friends are and everything. So Taryn basically had conned her for her coming home party to go to his match, and that's how they rekindled. He already had everything set in motion, and lo and behold, the minute they rekindled, everything was just took off. Like, it was like, okay, we're picking up where we left off 7 years later. She basically was in denial at first, but she worked her way in and got herself back together. So a few months later, they rekindled. She's spending time with him in Venice. She studied for the bar. Her father's rebelling against the whole relationship. He was like, "What are you doing? Who are you doing with? What time you coming home?" And she was like, not having it, right? The ex-boyfriend's trying to get her back. She was not having that either. And around the same time, Vasili's family, his dad, want to know who the woman is and want to meet her. So did Yuri and Yuri's dad. So while all this is going on, Vasili's main goal is to protect Zarya from his family and fight for their love. And the entire book was basically, that was the plot, was them fighting for their love and finding all the adversaries that's trying to come into their relationship and break them apart. The only persons that was really for them were Taran, which is Zarya's new best friend, Yuri, Vadim, I think his name is Vadim. He is the gym owner, and his friend Nestor, and her mom and her brother. So the whole backstory between Zarya and her father is that he was very violent to her mother, and that caused the relationship to go sideways. He abuses the mother since day one, and she was taking him. Then the brother stood up for the mother, and he started abusing the mother, so they left completely. Zarya stayed with her dad because he never touched her, and basically she wanted to go to college in the same area, and he was like, they were moving to Atlanta, so she didn't want to go there, so she stayed with her dad. So long story short, Zarya and now Vasily, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with his name. Vasily is now rekindled. So it's been 3 or 4 months in the making. They've been spending time together. She's learning how to trust him. She's learning how to be a part of his MMA lifestyle. He's a part of her lawyer lifestyle. All her lawyer friends are protecting her, saying that he's bad influence because he has ties to the Russian mafia. When in fact, he does have ties to the Russian mafia because he's born into it, but his money is clean. He made it from his club and he makes it from MMA. But it was hard for everyone on the outside to see that, which I understand the aspect of that, but yeah, give the guy a break. Like, if he's doing what he's supposed to do legitimately, he could break away from his father's footstep, and that's exactly what he did. Like, give him a break. Anyway, so he proposed to her. The proposal wasn't like sweet, fancy proposal. It was like, I got something for you. Come here. So she's like, what you got for me? And he pulled out the box, and she was like, oh, nice and shocked. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, 7-carat ring, nice and beautiful. Didn't tell her dad. Her best friend knew, his best friend knew, but nobody else really knew at the time. So he was off to Vegas going for another title match. While they were in Vegas, you know what happened, right? Yes, they knocked boots, they got married. Yes, and nobody knew about it. Taran and Yuri were there. Vadim was there too because he was at the title match, so they woke him up so he could be there. So it was the 5 of them. Taran posted all over Facebook, so everybody knew that they were married. He's like, his father called him from Russia. It's like, you got married? I'm like, yeah. So what? Okay. I didn't tell you this part of it because it was very sad, and I know why Vasily is so hateful against his dad. Vasily's mother and sister died. Vasily's mother died by the hands of Vasily's father, but his sister died by an overdose on drug. The backstory is that the father didn't care much. He does not care much for women at all. They only serve a purpose, and that service is to breed, and that's it. So he allowed 3 of his men to rape his daughter, and I didn't like that at all. I really didn't like that, and neither did Vasily. So Vasily basically revenged his sister and protect her and fight for her. And the father really didn't care because when Vasily went to him and confronted him about it, he was like, what happened to your eye? He said, oh, so this and this, that, because they did this to my sister. He could care less about the sister. So he killed the 3 guys' entire family and them because they give him a black eye. I don't know if it's like that all over Russia still. I know some aspects of it is like that because there's still human trafficking all over. Men think less of women all over the world, so you guys have to be careful. Anyway, that's besides the point. So back to the story. Baselli and Zaria got married, and a few months later she got pregnant. She was not ready to get pregnant yet because she just started her career. She passed the bar and she was getting herself together. This and he's still doing his MMA, right? This entire book was really about him securing his career as an MMA fighter, securing his relationship with Zaria, protecting protecting their family, which is Zaria and the baby and him, from outside adversaries like his father. He didn't want her to meet his side of his family, like his uncle and Yuri. He really didn't want them to meet any of those Romanovs, but it happened, so he couldn't avoid it because they're in his circle. But he's trying to protect her against his father because his father is most wanted, so he's in Russia. But he has ties in America. So the entire book, he's just basically trying to redeem himself for whatever whatever bad name the family has, redeem himself from how protective he is of her, and basically not being forthcoming with certain information, and also that he was so in love with MMA that that's all he knew before he met her, so it was hard to separate him and her. She gave him an ultimatum, and it turned out, at first it didn't look good because he got hurt really bad, and she was like, it's either that MMA or us, and she was like really hard on him, and I was like, oh, I think she should have lightened up a little bit, but it didn't work out that way. But besides the fact, the book is coming to an end, and he had this championship fight again, the one that he lost when he got hurt, and he won, and that's how the book ended. And it says they have happily ever after for now. So that means that there might be another part of it, which is also with Yuri and Taran, because they were in this book a lot, and they're godparents for Natasha. And this book overall, I like this book. It was very romance oriented. It had minor violence, no drugs related, no guns related. It was just mostly them fighting to keep their relationship and keep from others and other obstacles from preventing them from being together. I think Amerie did a good job, and I really like this book. I'm not sure if she wrote other MMA books, but I really did like this book. I think she did a phenomenal job, and you guys should check it out. It's a true love story, and it's about fighting and love thing. So if you're into MMA, please guys check it out. I think she did a good job. It's called Fearless by Amerie. Bye guys.